My brother, he stopped taking his medication and no one knew that he stopped except his mom. She's the reason why my brother's dead. The day before he died, me and him were jamming out over the phone. When we're listening to music, we talked about like 6 hours that day. I talked to him like every single day about like a bunch of shit. Me and him were best friends.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been close to a sibling like I was with him. We were talking about like playing COD together the next day and shit. And I go to sleep and I get woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning getting told that my brother was dead. And I didn't believe a fucking word that my mom said. I was like, no, no, he's not. Why are you pulling this shit on me? No, he's not. I just talked to him. And my mom was basically like, yeah, he's gone. And I'm like, get the fuck out of my room. No, he's not. And I tried calling him like 5 times, no answer. I texted him, no answer. I sat in my room for about an hour, and after an hour, it finally hit that he was gone. And I have not been the same ever since.
Yeah.
And he died on June 15th, 2020.
Wow. You said a lot of really intense medical stuff happened.
He bled through his ears, his eyes, and his mouth.
Oh my goodness. That sounds like such a traumatic way to go.
He cried out and he screamed that he didn't want to die. They saved him the first time, but the second time was no luck. And I wish I was in that hospital room to comfort him while he went, because his mom wasn't. His mom just stood out in the hallway while he was screaming.
How would you say that it affected you in your personal life after his passing?
It caused me PTSD.
Yeah.
Like, it was very fucking traumatizing knowing the fact that he was healthy and completely fine a couple of hours before he died,
Yeah.
and out of the blue he just went. That's very, very traumatizing. That a person can be fine 1 second and then like a few minutes later automatically just dead.
Yeah. I wish you the best in your recovery from the event.
I don't think I'm ever gonna recover. I was dating this guy before my brother passed. We were doing long distance, kinda. I ended up getting pregnant a couple of days after my brother died. I was pregnant for about 6 months. I lost my son. After my brother died, I started drinking alcohol. I was a major alcoholic for like the longest time. And so my cousin took me in, which I didn't know it was a trap house. Never was told. I ended up living in a trap house in Florida. I got on meth and then I started snorting Xanax. I did heroin. I did fentanyl for about a year. And I also robbed over 30 houses, which I'm thankful I'm not in prison right now.
Wow. And you said this was all before you were 18.
All before I was 18, yeah.
Jesus. So, what brought you out of that dark point that you were at?
I woke up one morning, I cried my eyes out. I called my dad, my birth dad, and I was like, I want to get off of this shit. Please help me. Which takes a lot of balls to do, especially in that condition. So he got me out of Florida, and I live in Minnesota now.
Wow. What was the process like of getting through the addiction?
That shit fucking hurts like a bitch, especially when it lasts a week. That shit hurts. Hot sweats, cold sweats, cravings, sleeping was horrible, which actually caused me insomnia.
Wow. I've heard that with amphetamines, there can be a lot of danger of chemical withdrawal. Did you feel those symptoms that could have put you in real danger?
Yeah, I almost had a heart attack,
Oh my gosh.
which caused my heart to go to shit.
Wow.
I have a hole in my heart and I have an irregular heartbeat.
Lasting side effects, huh?
Yep. And now I know why they said, don't do drugs, kids.
So after the withdrawal was over and you were mostly clean, what was the process like of rebuilding your life?
Shit, I didn't rebuild my life until like a year after.
Hmm.
I finally went through what it felt like losing my brother. I didn't ever have a chance to actually process. I'm still processing. I've been sober for almost 2 years.
Congratulations. That's a big step.
Thank you. The processing. I'd have to say shitty. I literally cry every morning.
You said in the last lobby that you don't feel like you're ever going to learn to live with what happened to your brother.
No, I feel like it's my fault
Can you tell me why you think that?
because I was supposed to get him a week before he died. And if I would have gotten him sooner, he would have had great doctors.
I mean, you probably know what someone trying to reassure you would say, which is you had no way to know.
Yep, and anytime someone says that to me, I ignore it, which is a bad habit of mine.
It seems like you have a lot of insight into how you've handled this.
Oh, I've handled it in the most shittiest way.
What kind of help do you think would get you through this, if any?
Probably nothing. Not gonna lie. I've been through counseling. I still am in counseling, and it has not helped one bit.
Do you feel like that's because the person you're working with specifically doesn't understand you?
Oh, it doesn't help that she flirts with me, too. So,
Yikes.
What the fuck? Goes to
I talk to
therapy.
my old probation officer once in a while about it. She helps me a lot.
So, how did you get into the legal system and working with a probation officer?
Oh, yikes. Long story. I got into a fight. I've been in multiple fights growing up because I was bullied. Me and my brother were both bullied. I would constantly get told to kill myself. I would get called trash. I would get shoved in lockers. I would get held down by the football team and literally get the shit beaten out of me. And just something snapped one day and I just started fighting back.
Did your probation officer know about the kind of stuff that happened during the darkest time?
Mhm.
Do you feel like she had your best interests in mind?
Yeah. I had a panic attack one day and she tried getting me into a mental hospital, but I ended up going to juvie for about 2 days. She's the one that got me out and the charges dropped.
Wow. Having an anchor adult like that must have been huge.
It was. It really was in my life. It was amazing to actually know that someone was there for me.
Yeah. Did you keep in contact with her during the time you were in the trap house?
Yep. I still have contact with her to this day. She calls my mom once in a while and she's always like, "Oh, how is she?" And my mom told her like I'm much better than how I was.
Do you have any friends that you had back in school say that knew you throughout this process?
I have, well, I had one friend. His name was Corey. I talked to him about maybe 2 months ago. He told me that he's proud of like how far I've come, but his girlfriend didn't like that he was talking to me because instead of actually saying that I've changed, she had him block me.
What a healthy relationship. It seems like here on VRChat, you've made quite a few friends that seem to understand you.
Oh, I have about, let's see how many friends I have on here now. So there's 28 online, and I'd have to say about 70 that are offline. It does help that I'm truthful about everything. So there's no point in lying about anything. Once you lie, you get in a spiral of lying, and there's no point.
Yeah. It seems like you've kind of been forced into an understanding of the world beyond your age.
Yeah. I had to learn how to cook, clean at the age of 6 years old. My dad was constantly working while my mom was out sucking dick.
It's amazing you turned out as, well, alive as you did.
I actually get told that a lot, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just glad that I went through that shit under the age of 18 and not over 18 because I wouldn't be sitting here right now. I'd be in prison. Now I'm a caregiver and I'm fixing to be a customer service manager.
That's awesome.
I've actually had a best friend that I did drugs with. That's how I met her. She was murdered a year after my brother died.
Wow.
So in October, it'll be 2 years.
Would you say that your way of processing trauma is to suppress or to let it out in unhealthy ways? Because those tend to be the two biggest paths.
I'd say I let it out in unhealthy ways. I hold a lot of shit in and then I eventually break and I have panic attacks where it gets to the point where I end up pulling my own hair out. I've had incidents where I have panic attacks and I black out, and after my blackout, I end up seeing cut marks on my body.
Are these often triggered by memories?
If something traumatizing reminds me of it, then yeah.
Is there anything that would help you feel more secure in your future moving forward with the loss you've experienced?
I don't know.
I don't only hope, but I'm confident that things can and probably will get better. You have a sense of strength that I rarely see in people, and it's my job to interview people that have gone through horrible shit. So, thank you for telling me about this.
You're welcome. That actually helps me too, is telling people my story.
Tell me a story, I wanna hear it. You might think it's boring, but I'm interested.